Yo, what's going on, guys? This is your man Revive, bringing you another video. Today you'll be watching some team deathmatch on Raid with me and my teammate and good friend Chard Hope. Warming up the guns a little bit before we play some League, but I got a few things I want to touch base on. Kind of give you my thoughts on the difference between success and hype. Hype lasts moments, success lasts a lifetime. So that's just my opinion. But that's just the way that I see it. And the reason I'm bringing you this video, that I had someone come in that's a huge fan of my gameplay, that really wants to get a handle on the game and get to the level to where he compete and play at somewhat of an experienced player level. So I invite this guy in, and we're sitting there talking, going through the motions. He's asking me questions. I'm laying all my experience on him, trying to help him out, and give him all the information that I've gathered over the past 7 years on Call of Duty all in general to make him a better player. So I start going through and explaining stuff to him. Map control, pitch points, map stress, sensitivity levels, button layouts on what could help him, and just all around critique his overall gameplay. But then, as I'm explaining it to him, he starts to talk to me and kind of everything that I'm telling him that he's putting on that he knows already. So then he tells me, he said, I'm on the same playing field as you are, I just don't have the experience. So I think to myself for a minute, I'm kind of baffled that this guy just said this, and the only reason I say that is I've been playing the game ever since Call of Duty 4 came out. And when Call of Duty 4 came out, I struggled with the game so hard, and I wasn't very good at it. But this game is my passion, it's my love. From the first moment that I picked it up, I said, I'm going to be good at this game. I said, hell, I'm going to be great at this game. But I just needed the time. So with the full-time job for 3 or 4 years, as each game started to rotate in, rotate out, modern back to, war times, it was a hard transition for me. But I put the time in. I put the 6 to 10 hours a day in every single day. Every time I had a chance to play, I was jumping on. So I asked this guy that I've got in the room, and he's a friend of mine, don't get me wrong, he's not just some random person out there, but he asked me, he said, how did you do it? How did you get as good as you are? I said, well, from the moment that I started to play the game, like I said before, I struggled with it, but I wondered how could I make myself better? So I started asking questions, picking brains of the players that was better than myself. So I got a cap card, started recording gameplay. Every time I had a bad game, I would be recording that gameplay as much as I possibly could, and the content that I gathered, I would go back and review it every time I did something wrong. And the players that were a lot better than me, that were giving me a hard time and killing me a lot, I would send them messages. Some of them would be jerks, some of them wouldn't. Some of them would give me advice. But if you're not going in and you don't have the equipment to record your own gameplay and be serious about it and constantly think of what you did wrong, what you could have done better, and as you're coming up with these ideas of what you've done, you can come up with them all day, but if you don't correct them, it's never going to happen. So I explained this stuff to him, and him telling me that, I've had over 4,000 GB matches played, experience on GB, which GB's not a huge deal, but if you want to get better, that's yourself and as a team, that is the place to go. That's something you can do from the comfort of your own home. You don't have to travel. It's all free. But if you want that experience, that's what you have to do. You have to play the people that are better than you are. So like I said, I'm explaining this stuff to him, and he's acting like he knows it already, and anything that I tell him, he already knows it, and I asked him, I said, how many hours a day do you spend on this game? 1.5 to 2 hours. 1.5 to 2 hours, you're just a leisure player, and that's all it's ever going to amount to. With that short amount of time, you're never going to develop your skills and become a competitive player with 1.5 to 2 hours a day practice. It's not ever going to happen. But like I said, I tried to help him out. I tried to do the best that I could. That's my difference between success and hype. You know, he wants to be seen in our rooms. He wants to be seen playing with us. And, you know, I've had this conversation, a little similar conversation in the past, and nothing's ever changed. So that was my kind of deal. I think that he wants, you know, he wants the Twitter followers. I think that he wants hype more than he wants success in the game. And, you know, undoubtedly that will prove in your gameplay. If you never practice, you'll never get any better. But guys, I just want to bring that video to you. It was something interesting. I thought it was interesting, but like, subscribe, comment, and guys, we'll catch you on the flip side.